Whoa, it's going up. How high is it gonna go? Whoa, this thing is going up. Wow, look at this. This is this the natural ride height? Holy crap. Get things started. Oh, it doesn't have self-start. Oh man, I thought it had the self-start. Anyway, this is the 2021 Land Rover. My bad, I thought I was gonna be able to start it off by pushing the push start, but this one doesn't have it. So, oh well. No, I'm gonna be honest, this is my first time ever even being inside a Range Rover. It was never one of the kind of vehicles that was ever on my list, but now I'm presented with an opportunity to get a good look at it and show it to the rest of you guys so everyone else can see it as well. So this is the 2021 Land Rover Range Rover, and we all know what that means. You know, that means big moolah right here, at least when they're brand new. But if you're gonna be getting in one of these cars anyway, you're not even worried about that more than likely. Since we're already here, let me start by popping the trunk. Now let's get things started. So when I come back here, I'm 6 feet tall, so I feel like I barely clear underneath how high this tailgate or back, how high this thing goes, you know? I barely clear it and I'm 6 feet tall. But it's still got an adequate size, you know, when you look back here. But I don't know the exact size, but it looks like about 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 by 3.5 feet. This little cubby right here. It's got another tire up in there. How big is this one? It's got a 20-incher. That's pretty big for a spare, 20 inches. And back here is not really anything going on back here. I don't see no buttons. Oh, here we go. One button right here. Two buttons, actually. Maybe I got to push this one. Oh! Please don't tell me that didn't just happen. Please don't tell me that didn't just happen. Did you see that? The car just went down. I guess this is for somebody who's short, and then it comes back up. Oh, there it goes. Comes up and goes down. I guess just to give you that little bit of help, that little bit of extra clearance to help yourself get your big flat screen TV or piano up in here or whatever you think you can fit in here. I honestly thought this button was gonna be for the seats, but I look back here and I don't see a button for the seats, surprisingly, but there is a comfort option of going up and down. Not exactly what I expected, but honestly that's a cooler feature than just being able to push a button and have your seats go forward and back. Whoa, it's going up. How high is it gonna go? Whoa, this thing is going up. Wow, look at this. This is this the natural ride height? Holy crap. Wow, okay. That's why they look bigger on the road. It's because the suspension is adjustable. I had no idea. Man, this is next level right here. So you can see how much it raised it up right there. Now it looks more like SUV height. But I'm going to lower it back down because that's kind of how I like it anyway. But that is cool to see that it does that. I didn't even know that. Like, the more you learn, look at that. On Slay Edge Media. Get subscribed. Get subscribed. All right, so let's close this thing. You know, button. That's kind of like standard these days. Especially on like a newer and expensive car. But when it's dropped down, like, look at this. I'm taller than the car now. I'm 6 feet tall and I can see over the whole thing now. So I'm wondering if it can go a little bit lower. Either way, it don't matter. So let's walk around and look at the outside and look at some of these details first before we go inside. Some of the first things, since we're in the back, look at this. These tail lights. It almost look like there's like spider web in there, up in there. Like Spider-Man made this joint. Like it's red and then there's like black inside there, little layers of black and red layered up in there. And I love the way that cut out right there. It already looks good. So, because here's the thing, some headlights and taillights only look good when they're lit up, but these look cool like with them off. Like, man, that's sick right there. The rest of the back, you know, it looks kind of typical Range Rover style. I'm not saying that it's not nice, because it is nice, but it's also what you expect from Range Rover. You know, it's got this one thing I do like. I don't know if they had this on the older ones, but I like this lip, kind of like the XT4 that they got for Cadillac. XT4, I did a video on that. But as I look at it right here on the outside, they got some consistent body lines. You see the tail light and the headlight is over there, right? Now look at that body line that connects the headlight all the way across through the door handles to the tail light. That's like some good attention to detail. I like that kind of stuff, you know? That gets cool points in my book for Range Rover, things I didn't even know about. But if I come here, you know, like a little wiper, as you should expect. I don't really see too much fancy going on here in the back. Of course, you got all your extra features that you need for towing something. But let's look at these wheels real quick. These are 21-inch wheels. 21, and the width is, these are 275s. Now you see the door handle. It's got two different vibes going on. It's got gloss black, and it's got a gloss, is that metallic? Gloss metallic kind of gray on the exterior, so it's like two-tone. That's nice. And the rest of it is just all gloss black or piano black. I like that word, piano black. And you come around, there's a camera right here, and you got a light right here. You got a vent on the hood. When I pop the hood, I'm gonna see if that's really a functional vent or not. A little decorative piece right there. That's not a vent at all. It's just a piece of decoration. But it does match like the style and the direction of the body lines. They all go when they was molding it in clay and just got their fingers dragging straight across. Let's go to the front real quick. Now look at these headlights. To be honest, just because Range Rover and Land Rover, their vehicles have always kind of kept the same look, they lose my interest a little bit over the years. Just because they mostly keep their vehicles looking pretty much the same. Kind of like Jeep. You know, they add small little details, but you see the little plastic layers in there, worked in there to give it like a structural 3D look with the plastic pieces in there. Don't do nothing. They're just there for decoration. And also to give like an illusion and play on the lights when it's on. The front is gloss, but look at this. Big vent right there. Big open vent right there. It's a functional vent right there and a functional vent on that side. Two vents right there. That's what I'm talking about. I like functional vents. I hate the little where it's just a cutout, but there's no way for air to just flow through. Or like it's just like a little headlight there or something. I'd rather have the functioning vent than a little fog light, because how often do you need fog lights? Come on. All right, but I think it's time to pop this hood though. Just open the door. It's got like a little picture of a key on there. Pull it out, and let's see where the hood popper's at. Oh, right there. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can do it with the one hand. See if I can do it with the one hand jam. Is it? I'm trying to do it without even looking under here. Oh, ho, ho. I like that. That's an easy lever, nice and smooth. It's not hard like every other car. Oh, it's a test. Oh, and it doesn't go extra high. You don't need to because the vehicle's already up a little bit anyway. But here's what those vents were for. It's got two air intakes. Those are for the air intakes. But it doesn't look like turbos. I don't see turbos up here. But yeah, there's not really much going on in here. It's actually kind of boring under here, to be honest. I'm thinking this thing might pop off, but you probably have to, it fastens on here differently. This doesn't just pop off, so I can't even see what's under there. But look at this, Strut tire is actually connected. Oof. So that means rigidity. Whoa, that's hot. Woo! In my opinion, this is one of the best opening and closing hoods out there. It was easy. You pop it, the lever was actually easy acting. It was like soft. It wasn't like a click. I didn't have to push the hood down a little bit to pull it over. It wasn't a lot of resistance. It was really soft, like really, really soft. And pulling up is self-actuated. It doesn't feel big, but the thing that stood out to me the most about opening the hood is how soft that lever is. All right, so let's get inside. I'm gonna start with the back seat though, because I want to work my way up to the pilot seat, while I want to work my way up to the cockpit. The seats are perforated, and right away I noticed when I got in the car, my butt felt smooth. It felt smooth getting in here. So it's like, I don't know what it is, just maybe it's my pants or something, but it felt smooth on my butt getting in here. I don't know. Cool thing I noticed about the door handle is, look at its position. The way, instead of being attached up here or something like a lot of other doors are, the door handle is built into the armrest versus just being its own individual handle. And when you look at these door speakers, like circle, this is like a metal right here, and the button for the windows is right here. It doesn't feel really clicky, sturdy clicky. It's like a soft. And the door handle has a few different buttons: lock, unlock. This button right here lets you know if there's something there that's saying like, don't open the door, you know, so watch out. That's a good feature. I'm gonna get all the way in here now. If I was sitting in here, you know, I feel more like king of the castle in the middle seat. Granted, it's not catered to you having comfort like these two end seats, but it would be nice for like a Land Rover or one of these vehicles to have this center seat be the main priority for the person being driven around. Then you get the best view. You don't have to have this headrest behind you, right? Sitting here, it's a comfortable seat, you know, in a standard kind of way. It's standard level of comfort. I don't feel like I'm in a nice bucket seat like I've been in some other vehicles. Check out my other videos. The comfort of the ride is better than the comfort of just the seat alone. Actually, there's a couple of features back here that will be better with the vehicle on. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so I'm in the car. I just turned it on. I'm gonna let you hear it a little bit later, but I'm gonna let you see what it looks like with it on from here. Temperature adjustment. That's a nice bright screen too. It's like a nice, it's a bright and like pure white. It doesn't look dim or anything. You know, I'm just calling it how I see it. And this is a smooth 360 bezel. The number's inside the dial. My number's off to the side of my car, but this one, the number is within the dial. So that's a unique feature right there. Another thing I noticed, there's a big old panoramic in here, and I bet just the front goes back and overlays the back one. This is the last thing I noticed back here. You got a vent by your head. Most cars usually only got it back here, down here. This one, it's got it up by your head, so it's not as strong. Turn it off, you definitely don't feel it. You turn it back on, and you can feel it a little bit, like you feel. So this is enough right here to give you a little something on you. Woo, woo. That's a good feature right there. I'm gonna turn it back on, but I want you to see what it looks like when it turns on. When it's on, these things are already staying on right here, the other two screens. But let's get it all back on because it's getting kind of hot in here. Stay tuned because I'm gonna do another record where you can actually hear the exhaust without my voice mic. But this is it touchscreen? No, it's not touchscreen, but it is a nice glass right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. The screen right here is pretty HD, like it's crisp. Let's see what I can adjust on here. So it looks like the driving modes are down here. I'm not sure what that is. I see that's hill climb assist. A lot of buttons right here. Looks like the parking is just this little button right here. Cup holders. Let's see. Slides and hides away. Yeah, you like that? Slides and hides. The cup holders slide and hide. So this one is all digital. Pretty much all glass screen right here. The only thing that I see that is not glass screen is button right here, button here, and button there. The rest of it, you have to figure it out through navigating through this thing. So like the AC, I just figured out to turn the fan up a little bit. I got to push that one first. Turn that up a little bit. Front windshield, rear windshield, I don't need that. You know, regular AC controls. But you got seats up here. Let's see. Switches, vehicle. Ooh. Okay. So you got other driver modes too. This, I figured it out now. So this picture right here, imagine the back of the vehicle. See? It all clicked when I got to this one. You see that? You're in the cactus. You're by snow. Cause you see it's like deep in that snow. And you see it's like, oh, no, actually this one's snow. I think this one's mud. And this one's desert. Right now I'm in regular, and then there's eco. That's cool. You know, you get the cactus. I live in Arizona, so I'd be pushing that one if I went off-road. That sucks. I want to push the snow. Let's see how this does. It doesn't say it's locked. Let's push this. Oh! I'm going to stay very still. You see it going up? You see me going up? Wow, that's dope. I like that. That's probably one of my favorite features, making the vehicle go up and down. So if you want a car that goes up and down, the Land Rover Range Rover does that. The screen is responsive. It's clear. Don't mind the dust. You know, that's life. That's life. That's normal stuff. This screen up here, I wonder if is this one touchscreen too? Yep, it is touchscreen. This one's a little bit slower. This one's quick. This one's a little bit slower. Oh, a heated steering wheel. That's cool. And it's got paddle shifters right here. You see that? Paddle shifters for your Range Rover. That's dope, though. I mean, so when you drop the suspension, you know, you can hit them corners a little bit harder. You know, since you got your dual cold air intake. One thing that threw me off is I was looking for the start button. It's way up here. And then there's something else over here. Let's see. Oh, I know what that is now. Let's see what the up one does. You see that? I'm not sure if it's supposed to bring it all the way down. It feels like it's tension to go up. Yeah, so I think you're supposed to pull this down. CD player, little cubby. You put your secret stuff in there, you know. And these seats feel pretty sturdy too. They feel nice and robust. To be honest, I did hope for a little bit more bolstering in the seat, like right about here. Like maybe a little more bolstering. you know, for how I, but it does grab my, I guess, shoulder blades decently. It'd be better if the bolstering was a little more supportive. I felt if it felt like more supportive for the price. I mean, for it being Range Rover and all, you know, just something to consider. And then the door speakers, it has like a, this is like more like an industrial look to it. So this one isn't really based on a lot of luxury. It's more like usability, like nice materials with good technology in there, but it's kind of simplistic at the same time. Like this interior is real simplistic. There's technology. Technology is the fanciest thing about it, but the rest of it is just real simplistic. Basic AC vents, but I do like the little hidden features of the way they use their technology. So that's a plus. All right, so one last thing I got to get some footage of is that sunscreen. Got to get that panoramic moonroof in here. All right, so check this view out. The button on the right moves the screen back. This does go all the way back, and now let's see how far the glass goes. You got to push it twice. Protector, little bug vent here. Ooh, that's hot. Woo! Whoo, shit. Ain't no joke out here in Arizona. This front portion looks big, but it doesn't go all the way back. It stops right here, which is kind of unfortunate. With all this glass real estate, it'd be nice if the whole thing went back. Or if both pieces went back somehow. Goes forward at normal speed. Nothing fancy. But it did stop and leave a little vent, so I have to push it again. One tap, it vents. The other tap to bring it all the way back. Same thing going forward. And then one tap to close the whole screen. I didn't notice this before. Usually the armrest is just the center console and the two passengers. The driver and the passenger usually just have to share it. You know, you both just share it, you know. Hopefully he's courteous like you. But on this one, even if this goes up or down, you still have your own armrest. Your own armrest, and it's adjustable. Raises the height, lowers the height. You can raise and lower the height just by a twist of this bottom right here. Turn to the right to bring it up. Turn to the left to bring it down. You've got a nice little storage container. A chiller. Check that out. You can push the fridge button and keep your sodas cool. So just in case, so if you actually do use this thing for road trips and not just going to get groceries, you can keep those sodas cool. You know, because when you got a Range Rover, you don't use practical stuff like coolers. You got to have this. You know, this is Range Rover status right here. I'm joking. Coolers are completely acceptable. That's what I use. But you know, they got something for the fancy guys too, right here. The back's a little bit different now. This one you got to have a little strength to open. If I pull it, you got to actually pull that sucker kind of hard. It's locked in there. But two cup holders, you know, standard. Ooh, secret compartment. You know, at a quick glance, it just looks like a decorative piece of aluminum right here. But actually, secret compartment button. You know, you can keep your beep in there. All right, so I showed you all the inside, outside, all little quirks and little hidden gems on the Range Rover. There's probably more stuff I'm not getting unless you drive it and you've owned it for months. That's when you really figure out what your car has. Let me tell you a little history about Land Rover. Back in the day, when Jeep was first killing the off-road game, Land Rover was created and they offered comparable features, you know, off-road capability, rugged design. Land Rover was coming up with technology that was ahead of what Jeep was putting out. So therefore it had a higher price tag. So the only people who could afford them were not the typical person. People who already had money, people who had a lot, people who owned businesses, people who had wealth. Those were only people who were able to afford them. People who had big bread to spend. So Land Rover peeped that. So they started marketing their vehicles as a luxury vehicle. Marketing it to people with more money who can afford luxury vehicles, who are already shopping for luxury vehicles. Especially when the Land Rovers come with special features like airbag, adjustable suspension. That's a special feature, being able to bring your car up and down on demand. That's a cutting edge feature. Most Jeeps don't have that unless it's custom made aftermarket or or it's super adjusted. So when you go to Whole Foods and pick up your groceries, you know, your back can drop down. You know, if you're 5 feet tall, like, push of a button, the whole car is coming down. Or if you're 6'5", touch of a button, whole car is coming up. That's luxury at its finest right there. But after being in it for a minute, there are a few drawbacks. When it comes to the price of something like this, considering the interior, like the way the seats are, you would expect something a little bit more fancy in regards to what you're getting compared to something like Cadillac. Because yeah, granted, the seats inside are leather and they're still nice. You know, it's not like it's a bad car, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that you get on here are on a lot of other cars as well. There's nothing too crazy special about it that isn't available on an Escalade or a Mercedes. But the most special thing I will say that sets Land Rover and Range Rover apart is their ride height adjustment and off-road capabilities. This vehicle, as you saw inside, has different terrain capabilities. So there's mud, snow, desert, and regular and eco mode. So you can get your groceries and hit the dunes right after if you want to. This is Slay Edge Media. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.